Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Making Waves REU podcast. We are a group of undergraduate students from all over the country, majoring in subjects ranging from computer science to wildlife management. We've come together here to inspire each other in our research endeavors and our future careers. REU stands for Research Experience for Undergraduates, and it is a 10-week summer program where you get quality research experience, and it is funded by the National Science Foundation. We're here to explain to undergraduates how to make waves. In other words, inspire people to apply to this wonderful program. Here we have our first guest, Dr. Ana Arellano, who has her PhD in marine science from the University of South Florida. She has been leading transformational changes at the College of Marine Science through her teaching and program directing. So since you directed this program, can you explain what is Making Waves REU and how does it differ from similar programs?
So Making Waves REU is more than a summer research program. It's a ticket for students to broaden their educational and career goals. So we do pair them up with mentors and they do research. But one thing that sets Making Waves REU apart is that we try to make a cohesive cohort that we want them to all get along and respect each other's differences. We want to build a community within the cohort, and this gives you two very important things. One, it gives you a sense of belonging, and it also gives you the opportunity to connect with other participants who are experiencing similar experiences, like if you have a challenge or if you have a success or when you discover something, you can connect with that person, and that creates a cohesive cohort and a sense of belonging.
Okay, so it seems like having a cohesive cohort is one of your top inspirations. What else inspired you to create this program?
I've had many inspirations. Two that I can think of. One is my mom did not have an opportunity for an education, so giving students an opportunity to do something that they otherwise would not be able to do is what inspires me. So that's one. Another thing is that as a postdoc at UF, I mentored 9 undergraduate students, and it was very fulfilling. And I think that's where I found that was my niche. I really wanted to mentor undergraduate students.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So since you've mentored other undergraduate students and you're really invested in this program, what is your long-term vision for people who come out of this program?
So my long-term vision for the program is for cohorts to form a network of community again. So I want to see cohorts from this year and the next year and the previous year to kind of connect and have this web of network extend beyond their degree. Two things that I do want the students to take away. One is I want them to feel like they're unstoppable. They came here, they're far away from home, some are homesick. You came into a new city, a new culture, a new language, and you adapted to your lab mates, to your suite mates, to the hot weather, to the city. And so I want them to take away, to have confidence if another opportunity arises, like if they go to grad school or if they move away for a job or if they have another program, I want them to have confidence that they can adapt and they can succeed in another program. And the last thing that I want them to take away is all the activities that we did, professional development, science communication, all the research in the lab, those are highly transferable skills. And what that means is that you can apply these skills to another opportunities. And that's going to set you apart from the others when it comes to grad school or getting a job.
Yeah, I believe what you said about being confident in the program is definitely one of the most important parts. Like I remember when we first got here, you were talking about how your lived experiences like bring value to the program. And I think that's really important for someone who's like looking to apply and they think like, oh, like what if I don't have enough experience? It's like just your life is good enough for the experience. Mm-hmm. Speaking on that, do you have any tips for new applicants to apply for the REU for next year?
Yeah, so one tip that I looked at from last year is when students told me, or when the applicants said, when they talked about how they were going to contribute to their community after the program was completed. So I want them to get like a bigger picture. So you're going to come here for 10 weeks, but how does that apply to your community? And like you said, like your lived in experiences. So I want them to have like a bigger picture, a bigger perspective of how they're going to contribute to their community and society after they complete the program.
Well, thank you for your time, Dr. Ariano.
I'm Zaina, and I am pleased to be able to host this next part of our podcast. And today we have my friend and my sweet mate,
Noya. Hi, nice to meet you, everyone.
So Noya is from Madrid, Spain, and she is here actually in St. Petersburg at Eckerd College studying marine science and international business. And so since you're so close to the area that the REU is in, what's your experience living in St. Pete?
Well, I actually loved living in St. Pete. At first, it was kind of a struggle because, you have to get used to it and everything. But I've been here for already 2 years, and I think it's a perfect site for the REU to happen and for everyone to like go work together. And I think you guys are also loving it, even if it's just for 2 months. I don't know. It's like a cute little area where we can all like walk everywhere. There's restaurants. We have the beach. We can just get a bus just to go to the beach. There's also a lot of sports to watch, a lot of events happening on the weekends. It's a nice little peaceful, but also a lot of happening city. So I really like it. It really helped us get all together and instantly get all the nervous and exciting all together at once. So it was nice.
So you already had experience living in St. Pete before, and my question for you is there anything in specific that you wish you knew before you applied based off of your first impressions when you fully arrived on campus in St. Pete versus the area around?
Well, the fact that I was in St. Pete really helped me because I was going to be still home, but that does not remove the fact that I was super nervous. Like when I applied, it's something different, but when you get in, it's like, wow, this is happening. This is actually happening. You think that you don't deserve it. You're like, why me, right? And then when you're actually about to start your thoughts, and I can speak in entire or mostly all the cohort, like you start getting the thoughts, okay, I don't deserve to be here. They are gonna expect too much from me. You start getting nervous. You're like already making scenarios in your head because whenever it doesn't happen, it didn't happen yet. You don't know anything about it yet. It's really natural for you to just create stories in your head. You know, that overthinker in your head just telling you everything that's going to go wrong. And it was really easy for me. And for someone that is applying for it or wants to think about it, we're all humans. Everyone's human here. Everyone has their experience. Everyone has their life after it. Everyone's going home after this. Everyone has their challenges. Everyone has their own life going on, and they are not expecting a lot from you. They're expecting, of course, that you're a professional. That's why you're here, and that you already went through a lot of challenges that made who you are. But they don't expect you to just get into the lab and know what you're doing, because that was my problem. I thought I was going to get into lab and they were going to tell me all of these things that I have to do, and I was going to be like, I don't know how to do any of it. But it did not go like that, obviously. It went really smoothly. They made you go step by step. They tell you what to do. And now I'm so comfortable in my lab and around all of you guys because we're all like made it together. And you have so much help. You have your professors, you have your mentors, the director, each other. So everything works out at the end.
Mm-hmm, that's true. So would you say once you fully realize, like, okay, everybody's human, they expect me to make mistakes and I can expect them to make mistakes, would you say that's something that helped you foster these professional relationships with your cohort members and your lab mentors?
Yes, for sure, because that's the entire thing of growing as a scientist and also as a person. Like, you have to start from something, and everyone knows you're just started. So that's the really advantage of this program, that everyone knows where you are, who you are, where you come from. And with each other, with everyone in the cohort, we're helping each other, not only as friends, but also like connections. You know, that's the thing they're telling us in this program, that for now we're friends, but you never know in the future we can all be connections. But also all the activities we're doing, we're going on tours to different institutions. You know, we're going to NOAA, we went to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, went to USGS. It was super exciting. We had different SciComs with the panel, with different professors, different professionals came from different institutions, and we all got to talk to them. We all got to like at least ask them questions. I even got to like talk about future plans with them, with some of them, because I live in the area, so I can just work with them in the future, you know, and thinking what you said, that I can make mistakes. I don't have a lot of experience. They know that. You're human. You can just go there, talk to them, and they're not gonna like ask you all these questions that you don't know how to answer. So it worked all together in the sense that you know how to communicate with others, and you know that everyone's human, everyone makes mistakes. Just go into it, and it all makes perfect sense at the end of the day.
Yes. Okay, so you mentioned that you got to tour these different facilities like NOAA, the FWC, USGS. Would you say that during this REU journey, it's been more hands-on research or more observationally based? And which you think one of them is more important than the other in this field?
I would say both of them are important. You can't really decide on a side because both work together. So the program works as they put you in a lab, and each lab becomes an expert in what they're doing, right? So my lab works with sediment in mangroves in Florida. I learned so much with different sides of the lab that I can easily talk about all of it, and I'm so like excited when I talk about it because they allowed me to learn each technique to be able to come with the results. So I needed to go to the field and actually get sediment cores. I needed to filter the sediment cores. I needed to like learn the characteristics of like different roots and everything to know how to identify them. I needed to learn how to do the weight scale and then grain and then actually learn how to data analysis. So I can easily say that I become an expert in what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm learning how to connect everything all together because we also got the chance to go to your labs and go to everyone else's labs. And they're different labs. They don't have anything to do with each other. And you learn that at the end of the day, you can put it all together if you really wanted to. But yes, I also learned how to observe different side of science because I'm doing geology, but everyone else is doing. We have all majors here. We have computer science, we have engineering, we have biochem, we have environmental studies, marine science. So yes, both of them are really important at the same time.
Yes. So you mentioned going to other people's labs, and I know we did have the wonderful opportunity to get on the Walton Smith, and you guys were able to help my lab out in collecting samples. So would you say that's more of the hands-on research because you got to actively participate, or would you say it's more from an observer basis?
Well, the Walton Smith, which the research vessel that we all love, they gave us a chance to. Again, my lab is not. We didn't get samples in that research vessel because we work with mangroves. We don't work with open water, so we could help you guys with the lab. So in my case, I can speak that I learned other different labs and what you all needed. And yes, what you said, we did learn each of your labs, but at the same time, again, we learned that at the end of the day, especially when you are in a research cruise, it's really important to bind all of it together because you have specific sites, you have specific time in each site. It's expensive to go out in the sea, and we all learn that. And you just need to take the perfect time and management to just all work together. So that means that maybe what I'm doing as a sample works for you, for your lab, and then works for everyone else in the lab. So you work and you end up figuring out that you have to work as a team in the research cruise and outside of the research cruise in order to get actual samples for everyone. And it's a thing that I didn't know. I thought you went on the cruise and you just take your sample and then you go back and then you examine your sample, but you actually need the help of others that maybe know something that you don't know. And it was nice just getting to know and do different stuff in the cruise that you might not think you could do in one single cruise. Mm-hmm. So it was a nice activity to do, and we had so much fun.
Yes, it was so much fun. And then it's like we got the opportunity to grow closer as a cohort and just really enjoy ourselves. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, I do think we are running out of time.
We enjoyed ourselves already too much.
But I want to thank everybody that helped go into this, such as the people behind the scenes. I want to thank Noya. I want to thank... Thank you. I want to thank USF. I want to thank NSF just for making all of this possible. And hopefully it'll be all ready for the next cohort of Making Waves of class of 2025. Woo.